in Newsweek magazine called "The Lessons of Nuremberg," and it showed pictures of those who were caught up in the trial there, the Nazis. You know, when those trials occurred in Nuremberg, Germany, we thought those were madmen. They were insane. They were possessed with evil. Surely that was a unique situation, but it was not. It was not. It will happen again. In 1973, Alexander Solzhenitsyn from Russia was able to publish this incredible book, many, many pages long, and I've read this with tears, my friends. It's called The Gulag Archipelago. This is the story of what happened in Soviet Russia. This is the story of over 2,000 concentration camps. Many people in America know what happened in Nazi Germany, at Auschwitz, and other horrible places. And my friends, I'm not at all making light of the Holocaust that happened in those concentration camps. It was a horror. I'm not going to deny that at all. But listen to me, my friends. The communist concentration camp program made the German program look like almost a picnic. But we couldn't even use the term picnic for either one because both are monstrous. And both really did happen. This book documents this. Here's a picture of Alexander Solzhenitsyn. This book came out, by the way, in 1973. I want to read to you just one segment of this, something that Vladimir Lenin, the founder of communism and the first leader of the Soviet Union, said back in 1918. It says, V.I. Lenin, that's Vladimir Lenin, proclaimed the common united purpose of, quote, this is a quote from Lenin, purging the Russian land of all kinds of harmful insects. I-N-S-E-C-T-S. Insects. No better than bugs that you squash with your boots. That's what he saw his enemies. My friends, that's the mindset of people that run the camps. Here in this article from the New American Magazine is a man named Avraham Shifkin. His father perished in one of these Gulag concentration camps. And here he is pointing to a map of the Soviet Union. And this gentleman affirms that there were over 2,000 of these camps. Here's a book called The Persecutor. Very interesting. It tells the story of a man who actually was indeed a guard and a persecutor. He worked for the Gulag system. He was a Russian. It wasn't that he wanted to do it, but he said it did give him some advantages. Here's the card that he was given. The card that he was given that made him so very special. They called him a member of the Voluntary People's Brigade. The Voluntary People's Brigade for maintenance of civil order. And by using this card, he was able to arrest any citizen on the street or in their homes he chose to, even without a warrant of their arrest, without any order from a court, simply because they had been reported as a potential enemy of the state. You know, we have seen this, by the way, here again, we see human skulls. Is that from Cambodia again? No, my friends. This is from communist Russia. Here today, this is an actual picture from U.S. News and World Report of a Russian policeman, a SWAT team member. Is there any doubt, my friends, that these people are ready to put people in concentration camps? Listen to me. They are already doing it in a place called Chechnya. Here's one village. Here's a mother shielding her child. This is, I'm sorry, it says woman. I have another picture of the child. This one says woman mourns her son in a devastated village in the nation of Chechnya that is even now under attack by Vladimir Putin, the present head of Russia, with the approval of our own president. Here's an article several years back, 1999. It says, determined Russian troops unload on Chechen capital. And here's some poor peasants there in the nation of Chechnya after the devastation by Russian troops. Now, I want you to know that America, I said, was not immune from these horrors. Could it be that America itself is responsible for having had concentration camps? Yes, we've had them. Here's a book, for example, that documented the concentration camps that were set up for the Japanese Americans during the World War II era. Now, a lot of people say, well, that was a mistake. And even the Supreme Court has ruled they should not have all been rounded up and put into camps. People were wary that they might be more faithful and loyal to the Japanese government than the United States. Can you imagine actual American citizens? Now look at the front cover. We've all been taught that they went peacefully. And while there, they were treated so well. They loved it almost being there in those camps. They were really not concentration camps. They were just internment camps. They were just for detention. Does this man look like he's happy to be going? And look at the faces of the policemen as they forced him into that concentration camp in the United States. I want to show you some pictures in this. My friends, this almost defies your imagination. Here's the wife of the President of the United States, Eleanor Roosevelt, visiting one of the camps. Oh, they had the big PR things, the public relations. This was in all the newspapers. See how happy the kids are? See how happy the families are? Why, their benefactor, their great friend, the one who loves them so much, Eleanor Roosevelt, the communist, is there. And then the next picture. When one of the officials of this concentration camp system came to visit, they made the inmates of the Japanese concentration camps in America, Japanese American concentration camps, put up a sign welcoming the man. It says, "Welcome, D.S. Meyer, the great white father." Isn't that just what we did as colonialists to the Africans? Set up concentration camps, tortured them, maimed them, brought them under submission, made them bow down to us as the great white fathers. And here is the gentleman himself. Isn't that nice? The great white father of the Japanese American concentration camps. Now, let's look at some of the things. After some of the prisoners did not want to go there, a riot occurred in one of the prisons at Tule Lake, a place called Tule Lake. I believe that's in California. This just shows what happened. Many of the inmates are laying down on the floor there. Then we have another picture. I want to show these to you because a lot of people just will not believe it. In 1945, some others there attempted to escape. And here they are being hauled back in. Now I want you to understand, they didn't use regular police. They used prison guards to keep these people in these camps. By the way, see the guard tower there in that picture? The friendly Japanese Americans who didn't mind being there at all, and they just understand everything. Here's a picture from the front cover that we showed you of the man being hauled away by the guards because he was uncooperative. And then finally, here again we have 2 levels of wire to keep the people in, including barbed wire, in one of these Japan-American internment camps. Now, and by the way, to show the world how wonderful it was there, those who cooperated were given awards by visiting officials, such as this Japanese mother. But it doesn't look like there's a very happy look on the lady's face. Another program that America is responsible for is something called the Phoenix program. The Phoenix